Welcome, Mr. Rajorshi, to the Dialogue with Darwin series.
Thank you so much for inviting.
Thank you. So when we wanted to learn about a couple of aspects of HR and how they would shape up or how they are critical to drive the organization forward, one thing that comes to mind is talent, right? The biggest contributor towards an organization's future. Within talent, one aspect that we know you're extremely passionate about is how can we actually align the entire talent pool in your organization to one vision?
I think it's a very important aspect which personally I feel very passionate about. The reason being, whenever we strategize anything, whenever we envision anything, finally, unless that same passion and vision reaches to the last person on the shop floor, many things don't get executed. So I think it's very important that how do you continuously communicate?
Again, when we were talking about talent and when we were talking about aligning entire talent force to one vision, one key aspect that comes to mind is how this talent pool is actually changing. What are things that you advise HR should take up?
The way millennials grew up, they were exposed to abundance of information, technology. They had choices. So how do we kind of make such things available in the organization where they are working? Takeaway for HR is a number of things. How do we create platforms to connect with such kind of workforce? Number one. Number two, are our policies archaic, or does it kind of cater to the different needs of the multi-generation? The third area where I see HR has challenge is the rewards and recognitions. So how do you kind of therefore use technology or other mechanisms to give instant feedback? The last, which is, of course, there could be much more, but the last important ones are sensitizing the managers. How to handle the aspiration of this kind of workforce. We cannot manage in the same way the way we would have managed 15 years or 10 years.
And I think the major point here is to make the work life as real as your day-to-day life. You've been someone who has spent larger portion of your career in a specific sector. Would you say you would have preferred to have an exposure to multiple sectors?
Of course, it has different viewpoints. My personal viewpoint is the HR issues remain same wherever you go. But it's true that for example, I have spent now almost 14 plus years in pharma. So it helps me as a professional, and especially when I am now playing a CHRO role, to understand the business context much easily than if I would have shifted sector every 2 to 3 years. So in a way, it gives me a slight edge because it helps me to kind of go into more deep rather than just scathing the surface.
Great. 23 years of career, if I count it right.
Plus.
24 plus years of career. What do you think is one thing that's changed a lot about Rajorshi 24 years ago to now?
I personally believe you can't change everything. So focus on the ones which will give you maximum results. Take people as they are and focus on the important priorities and get going.
Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. Before I let you take leave, I have a fun rapid fire question round for you. So let's say, we spend most of our time in a day at the workplace, right? And what is your favorite hangout at the workplace?
Near the coffee kind of.
So it's a coffee break.
Coffee break or just a walk around.
Okay. What is one thing that you cannot stand?
What I cannot stand is people telling lies.
Dishonesty is something that you cannot accept. That's great. What is one cliched question that you're tired of answering?
What's the strategy? I believe in basics.
I think let's get to the work is the point, I guess. It's really fun knowing you, and most importantly, it's been great learning knowing about how to handle those aspects of HR at scale. Thank you so much for spending time with us, Mr. Rajorshi.
Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure hosting you.